son to Michael Oyer. He took care of me. He loved me. And he was always there for me.
Okay, just give me a second. I wrote this at midnight today, so it's a bit... Sorry.
Please, may I finish my sentence from earlier? So, there was this time when the sitting room watching. Then my dad asked me, "Do you want to play football?" I was like, "Yes." So we went downstairs. Since we didn't have goalposts, we used the tires. And then first, after that, we went for a picnic. The picnic, we played football again. Then we had tea and we also fed birds. So then after that, we went home. It was a nice day. But then in the middle of the night, I woke up. I was looking around because I was thirsty and I was sleepy. So I went to my dad's room. I woke him up. He was like, "What are you doing here?" I asked him, I need water. He was like, "Okay, let me go get you some." So as I was waiting for him, I tried to use his phone. Since I didn't know his password, I kept typing random things. Then when he came, he caught me. I was like, "Why did you come here so fast?" I was scared. So then I drank my water, then I went back to bed.
The other children, the rest of the children also had something to say, with your permission. So I'd like to call upon Michael's children to come forward, and so that we give all of them an opportunity to share. He's saying ladies first.
Good evening, church. I'm Michael's second-born daughter, and I would like to narrate a story, or to rather tell you a story when Dad saw my stubborn side, and I saw his stubborn side as well. It was, I think, maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I went and politely told Dad, "Hey, I'm moving out. And he looked at me and he said, no. I paused and waited for him to say something else. But he said, no. I waited, I was like 5 minutes. He's not saying anything else. He just said no. So I went and I was like, I consulted mom, like, you told dad I'm moving out. He said no. What does that mean? Mom said it means no. So the lawyer and me was like, good opportunity to argue your case now. And I presented reasons why I think at the time a 25-year-old should not be staying with their parents. And I was like, Dad, I'm old enough. I'm ready to do it on my own. I want independence and all those kind of things. And he said, moving out is so hard. And I told him, I'm going to figure it out. Don't worry, I'll be good. I said, let me consider it, but just know my answer is still no. A month passed. And then after a while, I gave him further reasons why I think it's time that I move out. And at the time, I was not used to, let's say, a strong father figure being told no. So it took me back. It was, how can he just say no? And it's a simple ask. But what I didn't realize at the time, it was because he had not spent enough time with me. He had not invested in me the way he wanted to. And one thing that I've heard about that from every person is that he touched each person's life. And I think that's what I would like each one of us to take home with us, is to literally touch someone's life, make a difference, in essence. And one thing also I'd like to highlight about grief, basically it's love with nowhere to go. But the reality of it is we still have family. We can still love each other. We can pour into each other. We can invest into each other. And most of all, I want to thank and really appreciate two people. I appreciate all of you. But these two people, they stand out for me, and it's from within, it's so deep. And the first person is Uncle Paul. I'm grateful for you. I see you, I value you, I appreciate you. And the last person is my mom, Dina. I don't know where you get the strength, because we all bicker and come to you and you're just like, it's cool, don't worry, we'll handle it. And one thing that Dad left for me is I'm just not dating, let's say, for fun and all those kind of things. Now I'm looking for gentlemen. So I went on a date and my mom was like, how did it go? I'm like, I'm not going to see that guy again. I was like, why? Like, he didn't open my door. It was that simple. So he left good legacy, and let's remember him for that. Thank you, and God bless you.
Hello, my name is Kesango's son to Michael Oyer. He was a very loving father. He was like the shepherd and I was the lamb, always preventing me from getting trouble or getting hurt. He really loved me a lot, and he would always care for me, and he would always ask me, do you want to go to church? Have you read your Bible? Make sure you pray before you go to bed. And I'd like to share a story. He introduced me to football. So he was picking me up from school on a Friday. Then I was alone with him in the car. Then he asked, do you want to play football? So I said, no. Then he was like, no, we are going to go to Abigail school. Then I teach you how to play. So we had to go there next Saturday morning with everyone in the Rusinga training. So he taught me how to shoot, how to pass, how to dribble, how to defend, and he asked me to watch a few football videos on how to become better.
Good evening, church. Okay, so about Uncle Mike. So, last year I wasn't able to say my last words to him, which was pretty much sad because I had my finals. So when I was done, I heard the news that he had passed away, which internally I didn't really take it in. Like he didn't really pass, or maybe they're messing with me or something like that. But when I came home, things changed. Everything was just quiet because Uncle Mike was one person that was always in the house. He was kind of how am I gonna say this? He kind of brought a mood to everyone. Like Saturdays he'll take the kids for football, which was pretty much unfair. I can say yeah, he was unfair, but they're kids. Um, he introduced a system every Fridays, 6 p.m. on the dot. Always on the dot, not 01 on the dot. That was strictly for him. No one should get out of the house, and it's always family communion. Which some of us always had plans, but you know, uh, yeah, some of us had plans, and then you had to just cancel. You don't have to complain. You just have to go with the house rules. But when Uncle Mike first was introduced into the Kitui family, it was actually a good change for me personally, because he molded me how to become a responsible person and treat my siblings like very, very kindly and nicely. I always took the blame in the house for everything. Davis usually broke everything. I had to take the blame, but I had to take the blame for everything. But I came to realize, yeah, you just have to like focus on your young ones first for anything. And then he told me about relationships. Told me always be a gentleman to your lady. First priority, be a gentleman. He always opened the door for Auntie Dina. She was always happy. She was always happy, just being treated like a queen. Some of us were jealous. Yeah. When I was young, I always wanted siblings. But when Kina Davis, Kisengo, Mutinda, and Abigail came to my life, there was so much going on. There was so much. That house was chaotic. Me being the older brother, I had to take care of everything. And I always had to take the blame, obviously, but you just have to get used to it. And then one thing I always wished was Uncle Mike to teach me how to drive. In the road, this guy was crazy. I can't lie. In the road, Uncle Mike was crazy, but he always found a way to take us home. Like the lowest. I don't know how. He's never experienced a road accident. He's never been caught by the police, but the lowest he ever went was 120, which was crazy. Man, I don't know how he managed, but by God's faith, we all made it home. No one was injured. That was one thing. I always wanted him to teach me how to drive, but when I reached 18, things changed. Yeah, but wherever he is, he's watching us. I really miss him. Yeah, thank you.
Kim, come.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ryan Kimani, and Uncle Mike was my uncle. One memory I'd like to say is whenever, like, every Sunday, he'd take us for family football. There'll be no day he'll be missing unless he'll be not feeling well, but he'd still come. Even though he's hurt, he'd still come. One day, we decided to go for family football. He couldn't play well because he said his back was paining. But still, he ended up playing. He was the referee. The only thing he kept on telling everybody, tie your shoelaces, even though they're tied. They're about to score. Tie your shoelaces. Some people would argue, some people would be still smiling and happy. And yeah, continued the day, played, finished, and went home. And every Friday, when we used to go there, he would do Holy Communion with him. And wherever you are, Uncle Mike, we miss you. And may you rest in peace. And we really miss you. Thank you.
Today's word comes from the book of John, chapter 11, verse 1 to 16. And I shall read. Now a man named Lazarus was sick, who was from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. This Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent a word to to nothing at all. I opened 2 pages. I was wondering why it's reading 50. So the sister sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. When he heard this, Jesus said, this sickness will not end in death. No, it is for the Lord's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days. And then he said to his disciples, let us go back to Judea. But Rabbi, they said, a short while ago the Jews there tried to stone you, and yet you're going back? Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by these words light. It's when a person walks at night, they stumble, for they have no light. After he said this, he went on to tell them, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I'm going there to wake him up. His disciples replied, Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better. Jesus had been speaking to his death, but his disciples thought he meant natural sleep. So then he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead. And for your sake, I'm glad I was not there, so that you may believe. But let us go to him. Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, let us also go, that we may die with him. And that's the word of God.
In February, I had a PA trip, Presidential Awards, for those who don't know. I had just sat on the bus, tired, sweaty, concerningly dusty. It was quite the hike for day one. On the bus, with the little charge my phone had left, I called my father, eager and excited to tell him about the worst and most tiring hike and day of my life. But there was no reply. I called again and again, and the third time, no reply. I sent a message. Hi, Dad. It's been a while. I wish you could pick up your phone and talk. I really need you right now. I was fighting back my tears so my peers wouldn't question why I was low or crying. It felt stupid. I knew he wasn't here. Why would I call? I found my answer later on as I went through the hike the following day. I realized I focused on the nuggets of wisdom my dad told me whenever I disobey during my tough times as a kid, when I wouldn't be allowed to go outside and play, but rather stay in the house memorizing times tables. Resilience. It pushed me to the top, and I talked to Dad. How? He was in my heart. I didn't need him to pick up his phone to talk to him. He's with me and has always been, the same way God always is. I miss my father. I really do. There's times that no one is as comforting as my father. Their touch doesn't heal me like his did, and their voice doesn't speak to me like his either. It's been harder than I ever anticipated it to be. I have always dreaded such a time when I didn't have my dad, ever since I was a little kid. So, when I didn't have him, my biggest fear happened. It felt like there was nothing left to lose but myself and the memories we had. The smile on my face never faded, the same way Dad's love never did. It stayed even in the lowest of times, where I didn't know what to do anymore. I lost more people and gained some, had to learn how to handle different types of personalities, which helped with my interest in psychology, and let go of the people that were once closest to me, all alone. But it was part of the journey. Dad went through his fair share of pain as well, didn't he? So, I'm going through my share. I'm going to make the best I can of it, regardless of the pain and anger it brings. Dad did it, so can I. Dad is a part of me I'll never lose and never want to. For life is only a dream. We haven't lost my dad. He simply slept and moved on into his reality. He and all others lost will one day wake up at the calling of God, and we will reunite again. There's a group called Anointed that Dad and I used to listen to in the car when I was younger. And there's a song called Life is a Dream, and I find the chorus very motivating. It helped me. I'm gonna sing it really quick. Life is a dream and heaven's reality, and I'm caught in between. I know it seems this world has everything. It's never more than a dream, 'cause life is a dream and heaven's reality. And if we just hold on, then we will wake up to the face of God. Thank you so much.
Mutida has something to say. Please come if you're here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will start when I was a little kid. So I never really had a father because before I was born, my father died. So it was harder for me to understand why I didn't have a dad. And I was really sad because I saw other kids with their dads when it was Father's Day. And it was really hard for me. So when my mom met Baba, he took me as his own daughter, and I knew even if people think he wasn't my real dad, I would say that I don't care whether he's not my real dad, but he was a father to me and he loved me because I was his daughter. And I really liked that he take care of me and spend most of his times with me, even if he didn't have very much to live. I would remember when he'd tell me the worst dad jokes, even if they weren't funny, I'd still laugh. And it was really hard for me when I heard that he died and I struggled, but mostly I knew that my little brother struggled more than me. So I took him under my wing and protected him just the way my father did. So I'm here today standing because he was not only a father to me, but he was like an angel guiding and protecting me and taking me under his wing. So I'm really grateful because he spent most of his time for me. And even if he's not here, he'll still hold a special place in my heart which will never ever break. And his relationship was really strong with me. So I stand here talking about my father. Thank you.